Good afternoon.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm good, Miss Mesa. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Hello.
Hey, Leslie.
Hello.
Hi, Miss. Oh, I didn't know you was at central office, Miss Mesa.
What'd you say,
I
man?
would have came over. I said I didn't know you were at central office today. If not, I would have came after the meeting to there, but it's fine.
So look, so you sent me a link for after this meeting, right?
Yes, and that's to my like my Zoom personal Zoom thing.
Okay.
So hop from this one to that one.
All right. Just don't let me forget when it's time to finish this. Say, don't forget we're meeting.
Okay, got it. Most definitely.
And I'm going to be recording this meeting just because Anna is in a new teachers meeting, and Darius has a few kids that are still at school there with her.
Okay.
And Liliana's in a meeting, so that way they can go back and watch this a little bit later.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. How you doing?
Better.
Good. How's your
I still have delays until 14 days.
For
okay
14 days. Wow.
14 days.
What happened?
I have tendinitis.
Tendinitis.
Exactly. That's the name in English.
From the computer.
But it's only this finger.
Oh.
Yeah, so I can do this or something like that. I can move.
Flex it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
hurts all the way.
Ouch. Wow. I haven't had tendinitis, but I remember when I was pregnant, I had the carpal tunnel during pregnancy with right here. Oh, I was like, I'm too young for this.
Yeah, I have to do some exercises. I see like have to pull something, and also therapies in cold and hot water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why does Dance County, are they putting out like an automated call? Because I keep getting calls on my cell phone. Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Maria Luisa.
Hello.
Hey, look, the mama of Jacob is on the phone. Did you call her?
No,
No?
I don't have classes with him today. No.
No? Okay. So nothing about testing or anything?
No, not yet. I don't have a schedule there.
Okay.
Not yet. And it'll be Yancy, no.
Okay.
I need to play a lot of.
Maybe Mr. Ortega called him, no?
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe there's the teachers there.
It's a sign.
What should I tell her?
I'm going to write Mr. Ortega if he
I'm just kidding. Yeah, so much better day.
Let me think what the number is there. I can get her to call there.
Mr. Ortega says no.
No?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's gonna ask to the teacher if maybe they called him.
Yeah, maybe it was one of the, she said she tried to call Mr. Ortega, but he didn't answer. I said, well, he's there, call him again.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Let me see if Sarah's gonna join us and Katya.
Hello, Miss Mesa.
Hey, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Maria. I'm going to be listening to the meeting for now because I have one student left. He's waiting for his mom to come to pick him up. So I'll be listening, okay, Miss Mesa?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Miss Losa.
Hello, Miss Mesa, everybody. Hello.
How you
Hello.
doing?
I will send you a message.
Look at me too. Me too. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. She had a meeting at school that she's gonna be running a little late, so so I'm recording this meeting just because we have a couple of people had other meetings. So just to let you know, we're recording. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I think we have everybody that's able to join right now. Maybe some more folks will be able to join in a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Okay, I'm gonna minimize that. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. As we all know, some students are going to be returning face-to-face starting on March the 8th that week. Let's see, that's Monday, starting Monday that week. And right now, most of us are in the process of administering the access test, so we're not doing classes. But let me see, I got something in the chat here. Let me just check out here. Oh, okay, Luke Mar, thank you for joining. So after the access testing, you know, and thinking about how ESL classes are going to go, we should be getting specific guidance from the administrator at each school, because each school has a different plan, a different way that they're going to be doing things. So I'm pretty sure your principal has shared information with you about how reopening is going to look like, and we should get the guidance about ESL from the admin too. But if there's anything, that concerns you or you're worried about after you meet with your administrator, just let me know, and we'll get that all straightened out. Let's see, let Jose in. Okay, so we have our next ESL parent meeting coming up this Thursday, March the 4th at 6:30. And I sent everyone the link, and if you'll please share that with the parents. And what we're going to be covering mostly in this parent meeting is what's happening beginning March 8th with the reopening, and how it's going to work, which grade levels are going to be coming in at which time, But because each school has a different plan, some are going to be live, synchronous 5 days a week. Some are going to be live 4 days a week. Some are going to be 3 days a week. Each school has their own plan of how they're going to operate. So we were hoping, Jose and I were talking about if each ESL teacher could kind of give just an overview. It doesn't have to be any kind of in-depth, but just an overview of your school's plans for reopening. So for example, Liliana would share, I think ACOC is one of the ones that's going to be 5 days a week. And then she would just share how it would work with students that are remote and the students that are in the 2 cohorts. So if you have any questions about that, just let me know. But it's just a brief overview of what you know so far, just whatever your principal has shared as far as how the reopening process is going to look for your particular school.
I have a question, Ms. Mesa.
Yes.
So, so under Plan B, not everybody. So the schools are allowed to choose how many days
Sorry.
will attend classes in the school, in the building.
All right. So could you repeat that, Jose? Because that phone I couldn't hear at the beginning.
Yes. Under Plan B, each individual school will be allowed to choose how many days a week a student comes to the building. I thought it was only 2 days for all
Yes,
students.
exactly. So it's not that each school gets to decide about how many days, because cohort A would come 2 days a week and cohort B would come 2 days a week. And then they have like a minimum of 2 days a week that they're expecting the teacher to give live instruction to remote students. But that's the minimum. So schools could do more. And I did hear that ACOC was going to, so they're going to be given live instruction to their cohort students while they're there in school, and then the remote students while they're there at home. So for example, the way I understood it, cohort A students, let's say they come on Monday and Tuesday, and they're at home Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Well, they'll get live instruction on Monday and Tuesday there at school, but they'll also get it when they're at home Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, along with the remote students. You see what I'm saying?
Right, that's what I understood, but then I got confused saying that the schools can choose to have more days in school.
No, it's nothing about more days in school. It's about
okay.
live synchronous instruction.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah. So each school has their own plan as far as, where they're going to come in, where they're going to go out, how they're going to operate. Each one has their own operation, plan of operation. Yeah. So yeah, just to reiterate, it's not that they can choose the number of days of the week. It's that they can decide on how many days they're going to offer live instruction. And so there could be a school that's going to do 4 days, and on Wednesdays, no one's going to get live instruction. Okay. I think Dabney's one of those that will give live instruction Monday and Tuesday and Thursday and Friday, and will be totally remote for everybody on Wednesday. So every school has their own plan. Okay. Any, I don't want that to be confusing. Any other questions about that? Okay. Not the number of days of the, how many they can come to school, but the live instruction provided.
One question.
Yes.
One question, Ms. Mesa. Everybody, the pre-K until high school is going to start this coming Monday.
No. It's going to be a staggered entry. So this week coming up, this March the 8th, is pre-K kindergarten, and then some EC students, some specific EC students.
Okay.
All right, and then the next week, let me see if I can pull that up real quick and share with you. Let me go to my email here.
It's from Miss Sandlin, the reentry sent.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to make this bigger, but hopefully you can see that.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, so is it EC or all the self-contained?
Kinder, first, and all, you see. Okay, the 15
Mhm.
is going to be 2, 3, 6, and 9, the 22.
Now here, Miss Mesa, one question, and this probably for the schools individually, but how would they know which students from what grades will be coming in?
So the principals, the schools had to send a survey out the week before, last week or the week before, I can't remember what day they did that. And so each parent had to indicate if they were going to be continue remote or if they were going to be face-to-face. And once the schools had that number of face-to-face, then they assigned the students to either cohort A or cohort B. So they have the right number of students because, you know, they want to have, you know, like half the typical class, 50% capacity. So they have this, they have it all mapped out. They know who's coming, who's staying remote.
Okay. Now, and it's also, I think it's also my understanding for those, and this is probably just me in my case, but like for the students that I work with, if they do decide to return, but will I be allowed to go to each school to work with those individual students, or will that have to change?
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning. We're going to have to get specific guidance from each principal because
Okay.
there's only a certain amount of people that would be allowed into a classroom. So for example, if
Right.
there's a teacher and a teacher assistant and a certain number of students, well,
Mhm.
the principal wouldn't be able to just come in and out of there because then he or she would offset the number.
Right, right.
Yeah. So it all depends on how many people are in that particular room.
Mhm.
So it's pretty much going to be a case by case basis. It has to do with what the school's operation plan is and
Mhm.
how many students are in a class. So there could be a class that maybe has 5 people total in it. So one person coming in is not going to be too many, but they have to know what day that extra person's coming, what time. It has to be very meticulous, the whole thing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, for
I just-
example, Ms. Mesa, I am not going to Kingston. I am going to be all time at El Villancy.
Okay.
Mr. Ortega told me this morning that.
Okay. See,
And I'm not going to the classroom. I continue remote with them, with the students.
okay. Yeah. So I'm glad to see Maria knows, and probably hopefully everybody knows what their plan of operation is, whether they're going to be at just one school, or if they're going to be going to all schools, if they're going to continue remote with the ESL, or yeah, it's really it has to be up to each building administrator because they have to set the plan.
My schedule, Ms. Mesa, also has changed. I will be working remotely from Myrtle Beach for the rest of the year.
Okay, I think mine too. I think I'm on that same.
What a coincidence. Mine too.
Okay, I think Giovanni. So we got 3
You're so
people.
lucky, Jose. I want to go. We ain't tell nobody. It's a
Okay.
retreat.
Any more questions about that? Okay, this is
Yes, I have a question. I have
okay.
a
Go
question,
ahead.
Ms. Mesa.
Go ahead.
Can I get Jose's schedule as well? The same schedule that Jose has?
The one going to Myrtle Beach.
Yep,
Sure.
every day. Okay. Can you talk to Mr. Horner then?
I will
Let him
surely.
know.
I will surely try.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So I switched off of that back to my slides, but that reopening, and like I said, is a very meticulous thing. It's ever changing. As students, more students come, as some students decide not to come, it's going to be a continuously changing thing. So we just have to stay on top of it and know. I was telling Jose might have been yesterday or the day before, with each school having their own operation, we really need to know what the particulars are, if we can come in, if we, cannot come in or what. So yeah, it's an ever evolving plan. All right, so if you have any more questions about that, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep going. Remember that Arts Alive, we usually provide a sponsorship for that. And each person, I put $5, but you can contribute whatever you want to. If you want to contribute to that, you can just send me the money here and I'll send it to Ms. Sandlin. Access testing. So I want to just take a few minutes because most everyone has started testing students this week. Some have not, but most everyone has. And I just want to take a few minutes here just to get some feedback on things that are working well, things that are not working well. I was talking to Jose earlier and he was talking about the little headphone things. And I want him to, to tell me more about that and, share with everybody, how it's going. So Jose, do you mind just to start? Because I was curious about the little microphone things we're using.
Yeah, so the headphones, the plan for the headphones was, they will minimize cross contamination. But it for elementary schools, at least for me, it hasn't worked at all. I have these little ones, asking for help and then don't know how to plug it in. And so I have to go and touch that. And needless to say that I haven't been provided with gloves. So, and even if I did, I probably would have to go through 100 to 100 gloves per session, having to touch all those things and to keep cross-contamination at a minimum. So, yeah, so, I mean, so at the moment, I ask for a hand sanitizer and every time I touch a headphone, sanitize my hands. And, but yeah, it's still a good idea, but it's not as effective with these elementary students because, you have to handle some of these things yourself. Also the test tickets, I don't remember if we ever talk about it, but they handle this and then we get them back. So.
Yeah, I don't think we did. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's something that probably should have been laminated. You're right.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about it until I had a student today who was coughing every few minutes. But I mean, it didn't seem to have. I mean, the temperature was fine, and so she kept her mask on and.
Allergies are starting to appear.
Exactly. So it could have been allergies. So I didn't make a big deal out of it, but still, we're handling this stuff. So
yeah. Look,
yeah.
You mentioned gloves, and everybody should have received a box with gloves, sanitizer. But being Jose, that's not your school.
Right.
You don't know where that is, So
yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody else got their box with their materials in it.
Miss Mesa,
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't get enough headsets for my students. Fortunately, one of my students brought theirs and I had one of the old ones and I just have it in a bag, praying the Lord nobody gets sick.
Why did you get enough, Lugmar?
Because I had four students in V3 and I only received 2 headphones. Mr. Martinez.
And how many? You said put all of them together. I said, are you sure? You say, yeah. I said, are you sure? Yes.
What do you mean all of them together? What do you mean?
I asked you for the whole count of headphones.
I did, and that was my count.
Okay.
My count is good. And didn't I get 55?
Plus 5, yeah.
Well, and in the V3 box, there were only 2 sets.
Well, they all are at the solid vans. You asked me to put them in the solid vans.
Okay.
Yeah,
then never mind.
Yeah, the ones in the V3 box belong to Liliana and Anna for their student. Because Jose put all of yours.
Oh no.
Yeah, Jose put all of yours
in
the Vance County High School box.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's my fault.
I'm not saying it is, but
No, no, no. Then they are at the school, and I didn't remember about that,
Yeah.
and you didn't tell me that.
Because you asked me to do that, so I assume you will know
No,
what you
Martinez,
asked for.
stop lying. Stop lying, Martinez. Okay,
All right.
that wasn't my only complaint.
Okay, does anyone else have anything in particular that's happened this week with testing? Either it's gone well, the kids are coming on time, it's going good, or,
Miss Loza, I think he has many things to share.
okay, Miss Lawson,
Funny things too.
do you have something, Miss Lawson? Well, because I'd like to hear the feedback about what's going on. I know this isn't the ideal situation.
You told about the test, that one of the tests was longer than the old one, something like
Yes, the writing test is
Mhm.
3 parts and the 20-minute each part, and that was not enough time for them, really. You know, I have some students that, especially 3rd grade, I had one that she write slowly, and then she was continue writing, and I kind of stopped. And then the 20 minutes gone. So I had to wait for her, asking, I had to wait for her that she had to finish if she finished, it said yes.
Mhm.
And then really was more than 1 hour, the writing test.
So the test is longer, you think, the writing
Yes,
test?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Yes, because this year they changed it, and then it's more than an hour. And
Yeah.
then,
That is true for tier A
no,
also.
yes, for tier A of 1st grade, they changed it. Really, they changed, I think the tier B, they put like a tier A this year. And then the tier BC for 1st grade, they have 3 stories to write. And really, I was like, what?
Wow.
And they take time. They take time.
Okay. Anything? Yeah. With you, we weren't expecting that. That's yeah. Anything else anybody wants to share about?
For one more thing is Mesa, remember you bought the shield, that one?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to use, because I had to test one student apart, and then I tried to use that, to wear that, but I couldn't see it, really, because I had my glasses, I had the mask,
And it
and then
fogged up.
and that one, and there's fog, and then I cannot read. I had to take off.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I think I saw a trick, and I don't know. I saw a trick where if you put like a shaving gel, like shaving, what men would use, like a shaving gel, get a little bit and put it on your glasses, like on the inside of your glasses, and maybe on the mask, like on the this is not mine, but like if you put it on here, and it's supposed to help your glasses not fog up, because like with us who wear glasses, it sits right here and then it fogs. So it was that. Y luego también I saw one, they said get some like medical tape, like if you for your skin, make sure the ponle tape, put tape right here, and it kind of like tapes it down, the mask down, so it doesn't fog up into your glasses. Like it tapes this little gap part. Like,
No,
but I
the
would use
thing
like
is
maybe
that
a medical tape.
the thing is that the shield, this one is a plastic, but was not a clear plastic.
Oh,
Yes. You see, it's
Oh.
not clear.
right,
So the
right,
reason is I prefer to take off, really.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the plastic, but I know the glasses thing. I've seen that, and I've tried it a couple times, and it worked. It keeps it from, your glasses from fogging, like when you breathe.
Yes,
On the
that's true.
tape or the shaving gel.
Oh,
Kind of rub it
okay.
in until it disappeared, like until it's, you just rub it in.
But the thing that Jose said that is true, and then some of them, they didn't know how to download. In that time, I tried to download, and then I was with the bottle beside me, put the hand, touch the computer, go to the, put the hand. I was like, but I had to do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
What
I
about
almost,
the shields that I ordered? Did they come? No.
no, I, with kindergarten, really, I put glove to each students,
Mm-hmm.
And then I use glove too.
Okay.
And then the student has to, they wrote with a glove, and we use a glove, both the students, kindergarten, I am talking about kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
Yeah.
the gloves, they are big for them, but they try to write
They try
everything.
their best to hold it right.
Yeah, because there was supposed to be like a plexiglass shield. No.
No,
Oh,
I don't receive that.
okay.
Mhm.
I'm
And
sorry.
then one more
That's
thing. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because I almost finished I finished that. I had to only 3 students to do makeup, and that's it.
That's good.
And then the headphone, that kind headphone for the small one, it doesn't work.
It's not good.
No, because they fall in and say, no, that is, and then I had to, okay, let me pull by myself. I try to do like that, helping the students to put, and then I don't want to hurt, the
Hurt their ears. Yeah,
Yes.
because their ear hole is like so tiny and you can't
Yes.
push it. So if
Mhm,
not, it will
mhm.
get stuck in there or something. So yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So the headphones for
Maybe until 3rd
elementary,
grade,
yeah.
has to be like that. Mhm.
Okay. Not good for K through
No,
2. Okay.
no.
All right. Anybody else have anything to share? Anything that they've experienced with the testing so far? And this is mainly just to help those that are testing things they might come across. Okay.
I don't remember more.
Okay. All right. Well, if you think of anything else, let me know. I've got this list here that I'm going to add to the notes here. All right. So we talked a little bit about the pre-ID labels and the district labels. They're in the box. And the pre-ID labels are for all the students who were in Power School by December the 2nd or 3rd. I can't remember the exact date, but somewhere in there. We had to get all of them tested by November the 30th, and then they uploaded it into Power School by the 1st of December. So a lot of students have come in since then, and they will not have a pre-ID label, but they will have a district label, and then the appropriate bubbles just need to be filled in. And just remember not to put the ID label on the book. Katia had a good tip about that, about using a pencil to write the students' names on the 1st through 3rd grade writing books. And then once the students completed the writing part, then you can attach the label. That's a good idea to avoid having the wrong label put on a book. The access testing booklets in grades 1 through 3, they want those back. This is something new that I have not seen before. And it's probably because of this, situation with the pandemic and all the things going on. But they typically want us, in the past, at the end of our testing window, to pack up everything. And usually Jose and I and some others help us out. Check the materials back in, check everything, and pack them in the sleeves and box them up and send them back. But this year, they want those 1st through 3rd grade writing booklets just as soon as we're finished. So for example, I'm going to use Katia for example. If Katia is finished with Dabney, and I think she said she got a few makeups, and I don't know if that's 1st through 3rd, but let's pretend like she's finished all of Dabney's 1st through 3rd, and all her writing booklets are finished, then her testing coordinator would need to bring those booklets back up here, first just those 1st through 3rd writing booklets, and then we're going to have to pack them up and send them back. So they want them as we get done with them, which is new for me. I haven't done anything like that, packing and sending, packing and sending. Usually we pack everything up at one time. So when you're finished, and this is just for elementary, when you're finished with all of the 1 through 3 writing tests, let me know, and then have your testing coordinator bring those books back up here. We'll check them back in, and then we will get them shipped back. But please remember to check them really thoroughly, make sure they're scored correctly, everything's bubbled correctly before sending them back up here, because we'll go through them, but it really takes a lot of eyes to check and make sure. And you know, sometimes when you're going a little fast, you might forget to score it. So, and if you have it there that same day, you're more apt to remember what that student did or how that student scored than if they're up here and it's been a few days. So any questions about that? Just for elementary, as the writing test is finished, I need those 1 through 3 books. Not a few, but the whole, let's say, I don't know, New Hope is a small school. Maybe there's 4 students in grades 1 through 3. When Sarah finishes New Hope, I'm going to ship those 4 books back. If that's all I have, I'll ship those 4 books back. All right, any questions about that?
How about kindergarten?
Kindergarten. No, it said grades 1 through 3, but you know what, Jose? Let's look at that. Where is that email? Right here. Okay. Grades 1 through 3 writing test materials should be returned for scoring as soon as possible. Please encourage districts to ship booklets as they are complete. Yeah, he didn't say anything about kindergarten. I haven't read anything about kindergarten other than, you know, what their general rules are about kindergarten. This is just about a kindergarten access survey. So yeah, just grades 1 through 3.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Thanks for asking, Jose. All right, so students who move during testing, you know, we have this a lot. You know, Liliana may start a student at ACOC with listening and reading, and then she may find out that child is now at Clark. So now Anna has to do the speaking and writing parts with that student. So that's no problem. That's no problem. The you know, I just need to know if that happens. I just need to know so I can go into WIDA AMS and change that child's school from ACOC to Clark. Because when the score reports come back, if we don't, if I don't change it, then the score reports will go to ACOC. But if the child is now at Clark, it would need to go to Clark. So if you have a child who moves during testing, don't worry. Just let me know so I can change it in WIDA AMS. The same thing with the label. If you put a label on a booklet for a student and now they've moved to another school, don't worry about taking that label off or putting a district label. That's perfectly fine. Again, I just would change it. I would need to change it in WIDA AMS. Okay, long as it's correct in WIDA.AMS, you know, it's fine. Whatever stickers on that booklet with the school name and everything. All right, now we got a whole lot going on right now. I don't expect anybody to be in elevations, but you've noticed during testing that you have some new students, some of you didn't even know about because they showed up on your expected test list. So just remember when you have a chance to go back and add those students to elevations. Okay, any questions there? Okay, all right, I'm going to keep on going. So next we're going to talk about pre-K. Pre-K registration is going to be happening in the next week or so. I think March 10th is the date, if I'm not mistaken, that schools are going to be hosting virtual sessions where parents can click on and learn about that particular school's program for pre-K and kindergarten. So when pre-K registration is going on, we do MeCentro registration at the same time. So we're gonna do that also. It's gonna be a little difficult because of the you know, situation we're in, but students that are registering for pre-K, we want them to also, if they're eligible for MeCentro, and the students who attend MeCentro are students whose first language is a language other than English, and who will be starting pre-K in the fall. So I'm going to update the MeCentro registration, and I'm going to put that in our ESL Google Classroom. So if you run across parents who are registering children for pre-K, and you know this child is someone who would be eligible for MeCentro, if you would register them. I'm starting to think about MeCentro. We're going to try to have MeCentro in some form or fashion. I'm not exactly sure. You know, it's all going to depend on how things go to the end of the year with the students back in school. We hopefully will be face to face. You know, we'll hope for the best, that will happen. If that doesn't happen, we may do something virtual, but let's get the children registered for Me Central, as well as ESL Summer Adventures. So last summer we had it totally virtual. This summer, hopefully it will be face to face. There is a House bill, I believe it's in the House now, I don't think it's gotten to the Senate. There's a House bill out there that's requiring all the schools in North Carolina to provide summer instruction, okay? And it's not mandatory for students to go, but it is mandatory for the school system to offer it. So it would be as soon as school gets out on June the whatever, this would start pretty soon after that. And it's like a 30 days of
Like summer school?
yeah, it's kind of like summer school, but it's not summer school. It would be like a typical school day. Okay, it's since the students have been out of school, they want to give them some time to have some in-person learning. So it would be like a regular school day. You know, they would come, they would you know, have their language arts, their math, their science, social studies, their PE, their art, you know, just like that, except like you say, Leslie, it's going to be going on in the summertime.
Like an extended school year.
Right.
Yeah, sort of like that. So it hasn't become a bill yet. I mean, it hasn't passed. It's a bill. It hasn't passed and become a law, but it has a lot of popularity right now. So it's pretty much likely that it's going to pass. So if it does, that will be going on in all of the schools. Okay. So that's why I've got Vance County Schools Summer Learning, because we may have ESL going on in the schools. So how is that going to impact ESL Summer Adventures and Me Central? I'm not really sure right now. Okay. But what I want to do is go ahead and plan for Me Central and plan for ESL Summer Adventures, and keep in the back of our minds that we may be having ESL. Okay. Regular ESL. So what I would like for you to do, this Google Doc right here, I think I already have it open right here. Looks like this. So if you would just go in and fill this out, if you're interested in working in Me Central this summer. And again, Me Central is our summer program for students who will be going into pre-K in the fall. And then you, yes, no, maybe. And this is just to give me an idea who might be interested. This one about ESL Summer Adventures, and you could put yes here and yes here. Okay, if you like both of these programs and you're interested in working both these programs, don't think you have to only pick one. If you're interested in either one or both or only one, you know, put whatever you want. If you have any comments or anything, you know, add those there. This is just for my planning purposes, so I can see, you know, if we're able to have these programs, who is available to work this summer. And I don't have the dates for Me Central, mainly because I don't know what this summer learning thing is going to look like. It typically runs around, I'm gonna say June. I'm gonna look at the calendar here to give me an idea. It typically runs around June 18th, 21st. Looking at this summer, the 18th is on a Friday, for example. So if we did it according to my schedule, it would start on the 18th of June and run those last 2 weeks of June and the first 2 weeks of July. Okay, and so it's a 4-week program.
That's for the Me Central and ESL?
Yeah, for those. Okay, so if we have this other program going on, which would be all the school children that want to attend it, you know, it's going to look a little different if we have every school with students, you know, and coming. And so I'm not really sure how it's going to look, but I just want to go ahead and be prepared and start planning for that. All right, any questions about that? Just fill out that doc when you can. And
Where is that document, Ms. Mesa?
Where
is that document?
Look, it's right here, but I'm going to share this slide deck with everyone. Everyone should already have it, but I'll share it again.
Okay.
And you
You
can
can also copy paste on the chat, Ms. Mesa.
oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let me do that. Let me do that. And why it won't let me copy? Let's see.
Okay. An impediment that I see so far, Ms. Mesa, is if all the schools operate during the summer, then we will need a space for us to have the summer program.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, because we much better if we have our own space.
Yeah.
Okay, so I pasted in the chats. Hopefully that'll work.
Thank you, Ms. Mesa.
Okay. Okay, so my next item is we typically do those individual meetings
Ms.
in,
Mesa,
yeah,
excuse me. Do you mind sending a copy of that pre-K registration to Ms. Rigsby and Dr. Evans so they can send to their ESL, to their pre-K teachers?
yeah, the Me Centro form.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks for reminding me. Let me make a note. That's a
Ms.
good
Mesa, we
idea.
need a permission to fill up the form.
Okay. Can you paste it? Can you copy it and paste it into a new browser and see if that works? Maria Luisa,
Yes, ma'am.
let me know if that doesn't work. I'll go in and change the settings on that. Okay, so with the individual meetings, we did them back in October, September, October, I can't remember. And then we usually do them again in the spring, but the spring one here for our individual meetings is mainly, I just want to hear about the students that you have concerns about, the ones that I need to be thinking about who would need to go to ESL Summer Adventures, students we need to do something with during the summertime, you know, that we need to catch them up if they haven't been attending their class Zooms or they haven't been attending ESL Zooms. Mainly that's going to be the gist of those meetings. I just need to know about those students that you have concerns about because either they haven't been doing well or they haven't been attending their classes or they haven't been doing their assignments in Google Classroom. Okay, and I'm gonna, let me see, I'm gonna copy that and paste that there too. Did that work when you opened it in a new browser?
It worked for me.
Yeah, it worked for me.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. If I can find my little toolbar. Okay.
And what it is that when you follow the link, it tries to open that probably on a web browser that is not Chrome. And so you need to be logged in with your Vance County Schools ID.
Yeah, that happened when I was doing a training the other day and they couldn't get it open, but you're right, Jose, they were trying to click from the chat and not their VCS. Okay, so when you open up the individual meeting survey, there's a lot of dates here to choose from. So just choose the date that works best for you. And if there's several dates, you know, put those and then the time that works best for you. And then I'm going to try my best to accommodate that date and time. We're probably going to need about, I'd say about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes.
On that given day.
Yeah, for that time. So.
And this is basically, and again, sorry, this is basically to see what, to discuss what, basically like seeing what students are and are not eligible for the summer.
Not really which ones are eligible, but students that that you have concerns about, either because they haven't seemed to be making any progress this year, and it could be because they're haven't been attending their Zoom classes that the regular classroom teacher has, or maybe they attended those but didn't attend ESL classes.
Right.
Maybe they're not doing their work in Google Classroom or Canvas, wherever their learning platform is. So just those students, and those are the ones we want to make sure we include in some type of summer learning, whether it be Summer Adventures or the summer program they'll have for Vance County Schools.
Okay.
All right. Let's see, that's the individual meetings. Okay, so next Tuesday, we're going to have our wrapping up our matching strategies to access scores. That'll be our PD for this month. And we're just going to, finalize that and have a place where we can put it. I think I opened up a shared Google Doc. I need to go back and look at that. But someplace where we can house those strategies, so we always have them to refer back to. And we'll have like just for the elementary section, all the elementary ones, and then a section just for the middle high school. And then if anybody hasn't, needs to finish up, we'll do those. We'll finish up any levels that we haven't done next week. Catch everybody up. All right, and then lastly, I'm not going to play this right here, but I'm going to just click on it if I can find where I opened it up. Let me see. It's a WIDA right here. Yeah. Okay. So this last item on the agenda, and again, you'll have this slide deck where you can just click on this. But I'd like for you to, at some point, because we have this new thing about sending these test booklets, grades 1 through 3, writing booklets back as soon as possible, to go into the WIDA.us, couldn't think what it was, WIDA.us, and look at this part, this section, the after testing. So we're not going to go through it now, but just look at the prepare materials for return. Just review that. We went over that when we did our training, but just to review, preparing the materials for return. I don't think anybody's had to transcribe any responses about the labels, okay? Affixing the labels to the booklets, the test booklets. When you put a district or school label on, what you have to bubble. And just those right there, okay? Just maybe 1 through 9, okay? Because the rest of them are things rest of these things are things that will happen once they come back up here to the office. The additional labels will just be put back in the box with the other materials, and we'll do something with them up here. I think Dr. Perry gives the testing coordinators the option to destroy them there or return them, and most of them return them back in the box. So just whenever you get all of your 1 through 3 booklets finished, take a look at this section on 1 through 9 on after testing, getting the materials ready to return. And yeah. Okay, any questions about anything? Anybody have, or anything else anybody needs to share? Okay, that was a whole lot of stuff on a whole lot of different topics. I'll recap it in Google Classroom and share these links with you there in Google Classroom as well. And if you think of something, you have questions about something, you think of something, let me know. I'll put the little chart with which grade levels are coming, which days. Mainly just to review here 1 second. Our parent meeting is Thursday night. At 6:30. Please share the link with your parents and just be able to talk a little bit about anything in particular you can share about your school. If there's
Miss
anything.
Mesa,
Yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
I have two students at EON. They are sisters, and one of them is in 2nd grade. Their father doesn't want them to go to school, and so how can I make them? Oh, what do I do with them? I mean, they are Arabic.
And he doesn't want them to come for the test, correct?
Exactly. And I mean, because I was pushing in today, he told me, then how can I get them out of ESL? Because that's the only way they think they can.
Yeah.
And I told them they have to pass the test to get out. And he said, no, with the COVID, I don't want them in the school. And I said, it's only for people, it's gonna be, and tomorrow I'm only going to have 2 students, just 2 brothers that are Arabic.
Mhm.
And I said, maybe you can bring, and he said, no, 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 until COVID is finished. They are not going back to school. And so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. And that's one of the booklets we need to return.
Oh my goodness.
Is it possible to make, just wondering, Ms. Mesa, maybe